were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Then we fill you in on this week's neighborhood events and drops. And it's the final vote for the top play of winter.
Welcome back to another episode of NBA.
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And an inspired rendition of our national anthem. Really getting warmed up here, just moments away. We'll be back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The action tonight will be happening out in Los Angeles, where the Clippers will be going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Kenny, every year it seems like the standings early on look very different by season's end.
Overachieving teams often start fast, and they get some effort wins. And then it kind of evens out. But, talent catches up eventually.
And overconfident teams sometimes start slow. They find out they're not as good as they thought. But once you get humbled, tend to play with a higher sense of urgency.
Great basketball philosophy from the Diesel and the Jet.
I appreciate that.
Just humbled to be in between you two guys.
As long as you're not overachieving, because you'll be confident.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, Ben Simmons.
He sure has. First NBA All-Star ever out of Australia. Thanks, David. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Harris.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking.
As the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports: chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity in times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Pass to Felicio. Richardson right side. Shoots over Shamet. Richardson, good.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early, because that can get you cooked.
And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Fourth, the Clippers.
One of the better rebounding teams in the league, especially on the offensive end. They never take that for granted in terms of whether the shot's going in.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And it's Williams in for Landry Shamet. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Jordan.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Jonathan Motley's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And the 76ers also making a change. Smith has checked in.
With his in-between game working, Shea can cause all kinds of problems. I mean, the mid-range jumper, a real important shot for him.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Out to the wing. From deep. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game, Greg. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Here's Thibault. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shea passes to Zubac. Back to Shea. It's stolen by Smith. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop. And it's slammed in by Teague.
Hey, there's no denying it, fellas. Teague is one of the quicker guys in the league, blasting off in transition.
Shea dishes to George. Back to Shea. And it's Zubac atop the key. A three ball. Shea, no good. Philadelphia leading by 4. Here's Thibault. He's coming off a 19-point game against Golden State. From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
Well, the quickness of Paul George on defense is something that very few players possess. I think he does a fantastic job rushing guys because of his presence.
The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game along with it.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting threes at this rate and doing some of the things that I'm doing, but it's just the way that the game has evolved.
And give Horford credit. He adjusted with the times. He did. 76ers with a completely new group now. Los Angeles leading by 12. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. Then there's Horford. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Felicio in at the center position.
Well, you got to respect the athleticism and the willingness to defend that Simmons has. I mean, he's a skilled shot blocker, too.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
L.A. has gone 4 of 6 from long range in the second quarter. Solid shooting.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Hey, really, you don't have many more options when Simmons is that close to the cup. I mean, this guy's just too smart.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Horford. Outside for Simmons. Richardson against Williams. 5 on the clock. They shoot again. Harris's shot is off.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that patented crossover. Just couldn't convert the finish.
Boy, outstanding.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third.
We don't
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot of...
Clippers have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. And the free throw, no good. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and my daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Back to Smith. The pass to Teague. Elbow shot. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Smith, the pass to Thibault. And it's off from... Three-point range. Clippers leading by 6. Pass to Che. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. It's tipped. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Clippers. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they are, in my eyes, one of the big surprises of the young season. I mean, no doubt the talent was there, but I just didn't think it would come together this fast.
Well, you know what? I think it's a testament to how hard they worked in the preseason. I mean, they didn't want to take any chances to have this thing fall apart. They wanted to hit the ground running, and they have.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Shea passes to Mills. There's 38 seconds left in the 3rd. Releases. Los Angeles with another miss. The 76ers trail by 3.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Patty Mills. Harris is checked in for the 76ers. LA's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And the rejection by Zubac.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Thibault, and it's in there. Thibault's got 8 points here in this quarter.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
And the game still closely contested as we end the 3rd quarter. 76ers ahead. They finish off the 3rd quarter with a 13-3 run.
Let's get this pace back up. All right? Get them to move that rock again.
And Doc Rivers, seeing that his team may be getting a little sluggish out there. He senses a lot. He always talks about that. Maybe a little complacent guys with the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the guys to play with a greater sense of urgency, but also play together. And that's when this group's at their best.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Taking a look at the 76ers. Down low, it's Harris and Horford. Teague out there with Richardson. And it's Simmons in at the 3. The 76ers leading by 3. The feed to Richardson. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
And the call will be against Jeff Teague. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Yeah, terrific and one on that one. Those are the kind of plays, guys, that win basketball games.
Timeout called the 76ers. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game, Kevin.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. To take the lead. Shea's shot is off.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
To the inside. Shamet with the steal. A reverse. Felicio with the bucket. Now it's a 4-point 76ers lead.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
Looking to get it going. Shea, no good. Philadelphia's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Teague, and it's sent back by George.
Well, I tell you what, Paul George is so tough on defense. Love the way he gets after people. He's excellent at staying in the play as well as staying in his stance so he can come up with rejections and deflections.
Richardson, and the rejection by Harrell. It's stolen by Teague. And so they choose to intentionally foul. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Takes the 13-footer. He can't get that one to fall. Excellent D there from George.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediate.
It falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, it's a scary sight when Kawhi Leonard starts lighting it up like this.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're ahead by 2. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And that's an intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
And you know what I like most about Teague is his confidence. I mean, he's unflappable. He's cool and composed, and yet plays the game with a real fire.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 3. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And he steps up and knocks them down, making it a 2-possession game.
And here's Che. Outside, George. Here's the 3. Felicio with the rebound. And he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
Tell you what, fellas, I mean, an outstanding stretch for Harris has been awesome at adding pieces to his game over time, specifically that three-point shot.
So Philadelphia will win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.
So, 3 things. First of all, you only wear Nikes, obviously. Second, we got the best tech in the business. Name them if you can remember them. Lunarlon foam, Nike React foam, Nike Air Zoom. But the most important thing is we're always innovating. And third, no matter what your style of play, Nike's got the shoe. I mean, come on, man, we're Nike, right? We got signature shoes, colorway.
So I just drop that stuff in whenever I can?
As naturally as you can, whenever you can. Above all else, we just want you to be authentic, man. Just be yourself. You'll be great.
For sure. I'll see you later, Don.
All right.
Okay, we are now joined in studio by a very special guest.
The studio's buzzing here,
Exactly,
Hank.
it sure is. Yeah, you know him as the freshest face of your favorite basketball team, but around here we just call him Che. And Che, welcome into the show. It's great to have you here. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you are essentially brand new, and you're pretty new to the league. What is it that you think is your favorite part about going pro so far?
Honestly, it's playing in front of the fans. You know, I've always been a big performance guy, so being in that arena with 20,000 people is wild, man, but I really love it. I really do.
Chef in the kitchen gonna cook.
Dude, you are crazy.
You don't even know the half of it, Che.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
So, Che, is there anything you're especially looking forward to in your first season as pro?
Yeah, you gonna buy a boat? A yacht. Gotta get that yacht.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm pretty geeked about getting the new Nike joints as soon as they drop, you know? I don't have to use the app anymore. I wait in line, and they're always coming out with some new high-tech stuff, so it's cool to hop on the wave ASAP.
Hey, Flava on his feet, and he can't be beat.
Yeah.
Respect, Hank.
Okay, I'm told we have time for one more question. So, Che, who would you say are your basketball heroes?
Okay, well, how much time we got?
Well,
not much, Jay. Keep it moving.
Gotta go.
Okay, well, real quick, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe, MJ, LeBron. You know, I'm a big fan of the legends, so those guys who I, aspire to be.
Che, that's all the time we've got for you today, but thank you so much for joining us here, and good luck to you on the rest of your season.
Congrats on all the success, Jay.
Hey, man, Hank and Hornet, you guys are the best, man.
Oh, I love that. Cart that up. So next on Hank and the Hornet, we're taking your calls.
Woo, always a risky proposition, Hank.
Certainly is. But first, a word from our sponsors. You need some cash out of your house? How about a reverse mortgage? They can set you up at Walker & Associates.
Hey, look, I was house poor before I called them. Now, house rich.
Wow. It's one phone call that does it all. Walker & Associates will set you
Basketball Encyclopedia, Bill Simmons. Bill, no one loves the game like you. It's so great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Welcome back to 2K TV, Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah. I quit pickup like 5 years ago.
And Bill, at the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984, came back against the Lakers.
The last time you were on the show, you said that you were
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. From DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a prolific scorer, but he's also a danger.
Great vision, David. Thank you. And the starting group for the Spurs. It's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Patrick Beverley. Out there with Murray, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. Coming up on Thanksgiving, Smitty, tomorrow in fact. How do you like to celebrate Turkey Day?
Well, I love being at home and having a feast of food and having family around to get a chance to laugh, reminisce, and celebrate, you know, just life. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, and that's the one holiday I do eat too much.
And that one misses. Well, Ivica Zubac may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubac does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but hopefully that decreases with time.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Miles checked in for the Spurs. Foster comes in for Patrick Beverley. Johnson finds Murray. That one's off, still out of sync. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Here's Murray. True on the 14-footer.
With the lift Murray gets on his jumper, he can get a clean look from mid-range at any time.
Over to the left wing. Back to Jay. Offensive rebound. Tries again. Not going to fall. Starting off slow. He misses his first 3 from the floor.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Out to the right wing. Murray right side. Miles kicks to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
Shea outside. Latrey. Another miss by Shea.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Here's Murray. Lays it up off the glass.
Every time I see Murray, I'm reminded that he has a lot of moves around the cup.
Shea outside. And the pass to Zubac. Back to Shea. Murray with the defensive effort.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
Now here's Gay. From deep. No good on the last second attempt there. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty... Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Mott. Paul George comes in for Leonard. Landry Shamet's checked in for Lou Williams. And Chase subbed in for Patty Mills. Foster's checked in for San Antonio. DeJounte Murray comes in for Johnson. Shamet and George at the 2 and the 3. Harrell is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Shea in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Warriors was a big factor. He had 13 points and he added 4 rebounds to his stat line. And his play is what allowed them to finally bust free. Snapping a losing streak like that is huge for a team's confidence. Kevin, it'll be interesting to see if he can help them get another W tonight.
Thanks, David. He took command, and Craig really led the fight for his team.
You like someone who's willing to take control, but then again, tonight could turn out to be a different story.
Whether he's scoring, facilitating, hitting the glass, his focus is just to provide whatever they need for the win.
Yo, who's that Rudy?
DeRozan surveying the D. Shot clock at 5. And he uses the glass on the layup. DeRozan's got 7 points for the quarter.
Nice little dribble move there from DeRozan to open up space for the shot.
Inside. The drive by Gay. And finished off by Gay.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there. Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Here's the teardrop. And DeRozan finishing inside. DeRozan's got 9.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
Lets it go. And too long on the shot. San Antonio's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gay against George. Gay misses. Shea outside. Gets it off. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Trey Lyles checked in for Purdy. Foster comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Johnson in for Murray. And Shea good for 3. 8 points for him.
And with a defender right in his shirt, terrific focus by Shea. He's a hard guy to rattle.
And you look at all the under-the-radar prospects that have found success with the Spurs. How do they keep hitting on all these players other teams have missed?
They do a great job with their player development. They also do a great job identifying players with great character. They have guys who work extremely hard. They have great coaching, and they teach. But more importantly, what they do, GA, they give you confidence. And that's where I think the Spurs separate from other organizations.
On the floor for San Antonio, Foster is out there with Trey Lyles. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Gay in at the small forward. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Spurs have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. He misses the free throw. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for the Spurs. Good on the second free throw. Clippers leading by 21. Shea, no good.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
DeRozan passes to Lyles. Johnson against George. Johnson kicks to Gay. There's the 3. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. 12 points for Gay.
Efficient performance from him. Not the case for everyone else on his team.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Man passes to Leonard. Lets it fly from 18. Shea, no good.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
Johnson for 3. That one, no good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 18. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this one?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for the Clippers right now, Leonard down low at 4 with Harrell in the middle. Shamet and George at the 2 and the 3. And it's Shea in at the point. The rebound by the Spurs. You know, Steve, so much goes into being an effective bench player. What do you like to see in a team's 6th man?
What I love, Kevin, is a guy that can come off as a 6th man is he doesn't disrupt what's going on with the starters. Also, he's ready. And most of those guys that wins that award, they don't need time to adjust to the game. They come in and make an immediate impact.
A 3-pointer, no good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
Goes back up, and there's the nice layup by George. And the Clippers lead by 16.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
George against DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Harrell. There's the triple. Another miss by Jay. Spurs trail by 16. Pass to Wiles. Hard DeRozan on the wing. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter.
Just not feeling it from beyond the arc. Sometimes that happens. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Clippers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Paul George.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
Looking to get back on track here. Shea's shot is off. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Spurs. They trail by 16. Pass to Medu. Back to Johnson. So the Clippers winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
Jay, friendly reminder, we've got an earlier flight than normal tonight. Bus is going to leave on time, so make sure you're ready.
Totally forgot about that.
You guys forgetting stuff is not 20% of my job description. Just make sure you're on that bus, okay?
Gotcha. Sorry, guys, I got to catch it.
Is crucial in today's NBA, okay? And how you approach it says a lot about how good you are as a coach.
The professor is in. Teach time, Hank.
Yeah, here we go. Look, I'm just saying, the best players in the league, your Stephs, your Hardens, your Durants, they'll kill you in the pick and roll if you don't know what you're doing. They'll kill you no matter what, but you don't have a prayer if you're not going to mix up the coverages and find something that works at least some of the time. Now, if that means getting creative with lineups, then get creative with lineups. There's no excuse for trotting the same coverages out.